Hey there, fellow Factorians. Owners here with another episode of Let's Learn LTN and Space Exploration. And we are at the LTN point of this. And as I said yesterday, I did a little bit of research, just figuring out the base mechanics of LTN. I didn't go into too much detail because I want to try and figure out some of it myself. But actually knowing how it works, what it does. And one of the big things that we need to do is we need to get a bunch of combinators. Yes, they are going to be very crucial. So what I was missing here is we have to send signals in. So the base mechanic is you send a signal in which tells the station like the type of station it is, what it wants or what it has, and then you that basically says it all up. And then you can use the output combinator to do some circuit magic. But we will get to that, because if we have a look at our to-do list, we have ammo production, and I'm actually going to boost that because I think every time. I think where I was going with that is what we want to do is actually we want to get some ammo production. And then we can have the ammo producing while we're mucking around with LTN. I think we'll be in a much better spot than if we just kind of did nothing. So we're in an interesting space in that we're kind of running out of space. There's that little gap there. I'm sure I just ran through. How interesting. Might have been squeaked through playing something silly. I don't know. There's definitely a contiguous wall. I don't know. I was probably just imagining things. What I want to do is I want to put one just here, and we'll I did that again. Good old squeak through, just to protect our entryway over here. And what I'll do is I'll grab some out of there, and we'll pop it over here. Beautiful. How much do these guys have? Yeah, they got a lot. You seem to have a bunch, and you seem to have not that much. There we go. All right, everyone's got. Well, you've got a bit more. Okay, so ammo production. As you can see, we're basically just reproducing this situation with a little bit more smarts. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe not. But where are we going to do it? So have a look. We've got this cliff here that's kind of walling off our base in that direction, and all our materials though are kind of coming down here. So without expanding past the cliff and then making our defenses a little bit more difficult, speaking of defenses, let's have a quick check here. Yeah, they're still very, very easily taking out those regular biters. When we get to medium biters, that's when we absolutely need AP ammo. If you watch the Death World playthrough, you would definitely know the difference there. All right. Ammo production. Maybe we can squeeze it in. I definitely want to have more than just two producing. Maybe we'll squeeze it up here. All right. I'm going to do something that I wouldn't recommend, which we've basically already done here, which is building on the other side of the bus. All right. So let's just have a quick look at some ratios. So this needs one firearm every 3 seconds, and this produces one every second. So it's one of these to 3 of these. So we can kind of do that, and then have that repeated, where that is that, and that is those. And what we can do, okay, I've got an idea. All right. Because this guy needs 1 steel and 5 copper. So we actually need 15 copper a second for 3 of these. It's 5 copper every 3 seconds. Let's not forget that. So 3 of these would use 5 copper a second, which we can get in half a belt. And also remember that these have a crafting speed of 0.5. So they're actually only using 2.5 copper every second. So we can actually do 3 lots of these on 1 half a belt. there's some quick math for us. So what I want to do is have a double belt like this, and you are going to be doing that, meaning we need iron on the inside of this line, and then this one's going to be copper and steel. Now these are not particularly quick requirements, so we'll do that and that. And while we're doing that, I should probably handcraft, if I can, a few more of these. All right, so steel on the bottom of, iron on the bottom of that is going to be a little bit of fun and games. We don't actually need that just yet, but what we want is we want half a belt. We don't want to be using any more. But as you can see, that is now on the top of the belt. So we don't want it on the top. We want it on the bottom. So to do that, we'll just do that. Nice and easy, though. I think we'll leave some space so we can play around with this other lot, because where are we going to bring that out? I guess here. Yep. Yes, just barely. So we do that, and then you need to go to there. You need to come out there, so you need to jump like that. I think. Yes. All right. I think we did it. There we go. All right. Wow. And our tube pop up to there, and this is going to be our ammo production. So we actually can make this nice and straight, except that just went on top. There we go. Ammo. Oops. Let's drag this across and see if we can power up over here somehow. That guy is in a very unfortunate position. There we go. All right. I feel like you should be a bit lower. And then we can run this back this way. And we need some iron boxes. Let's make 15 of them. Yep, there we go, perfect. And we'll put them in a box. Put them in a box, and let's make a bunch of this ammo. All right, how are we looking? You are very slowly going because you're not actually getting enough iron. So we'll go 2 of those. Yeah, there we go. That's better. All right. So the other thing, these are using 4 iron a second. So that's 2 iron a second. Yeah, we can do a bunch of these. All right, a bunch of these is the go. Let's copy that like that. And as you can see, we're starting to encroach out here, which is a little bit scary. This is not an area we want to be playing around in. I just heard a beep. Oh gosh. Let's have a look where that is. That is our steel. Okay, let's quickly run over there and fix that up. We've got plenty of ammo. We can always run back to there, but there we go. All right. Luckily, we didn't lose the box, because that's got a bunch of steel in that box. We did lose a bit of belt, but I think we got away with that very, very lightly. And as you can see, yeah, it's not so crazy to be working on our ammo in front of instead of our trains at this point. So let's pop that there. That'll capture that corner. Nice and easy. If I could draw in a straight line. There we go. All right, wheel them in. I'm going to actually, we'll just grab, how much ammo is in here? Not much. All right, let's grab some of that ammo. Let's actually get some outputs. If we can get this up and running nice and quickly, we can actually start doing this one. All right, outputs. There we go. There, and then there. You two, and that one. Unfortunately, there is one pole that is required there. So what do we got? We got 1 a second. Yeah, but we basically got 1 ammo a second, which yeah, it's pretty lame, isn't it? But Over time, we'll build this up. Now, naturally, we don't want this to be attacked, do we? So let's do some defenses here, and I'm going to rip this one out because this one's. Oh well, I'm not going to rip it out. I'm just going to take out most of the ammo and put it all in here. There we go. And I guess we'll wall like that. Should be okay. Oh gosh, this is definitely wanted to wall there, but there we go. Not too worried about down the bottom because most of the attacks will come from the top. All right, let's see how this one's going over here. Yeah, still got plenty of ammo. We're not in a death world, so I'm not too worried about huge swarms. But I'm worried enough, obviously, that we're spending this time making some ammo. Okay, so we've got a bunch of piercing ammo, which we will now be using. There we go. Yeah, look at that, beautiful. All right. Ooh, that radar. Yeah, that was a target, wasn't it? They must have run in there, come around the back, and then finally just got in range of that. Yeah, we've got 2,000 green circuits. Well, I think I might have. Oh, I remember that one now. Yeah. Memories. All right. Let's head over to our LTN setup, and let's get a bunch of these. Let's get a stack of these and half. Well, I might as well get a full stack of them. There's no point not having a full stack. And here we go. So what I want. I want a stack of that and a stack of that. All right. So that's kind of all the good stuff that we're going to need. We are going to need a train as well, just to practice with. Where did that train go? I hit Z again. Oh, man. There is a train on the ground somewhere. There it is. There it is, man. I'm so used to... It was like 0.17, you could hit Z to drop it in your inventory. But 0.18, hitting Z goes through your inventory. All right, and let's get a couple of them. I think right-click is actually what I want. But there we go. That works. That works. Belts and stuff. Should always grab some belts while I'm here. We definitely need to increase our inventory size. However, what I want to do is I want to do a little bit of a test run. So let's have a bit of this down on row number 4. We want some of that, and some of that. All right. So test. Can we figure out how this works? I'm sure we can. Let's just do a nice something that loops around. All right. Should have got 2 trains, and then I could have just had. Why is that one doing that? There we go. All right. So we need that. We need that, and we also need a depot. Let's just be have a little bit of fun, and we'll put a depot over here like this. All right. So, yes. First things first, the depot. So the depot is where all the trains wait. Better actually signal this so that we break it up. There and there. Okay, that's fine. We're only got 1 train. Probably don't have any fuel for it. We'll build a locomotive. I do have some fuel. I've got some coal on me. Excellent. All right, so first things first, we need to say hello and some power. And we're at power poles. Of course we are. You've also seen we did research advanced power poles, next level power poles. So we want to get them going soon as well. I'm going to add that to the list actually while I think about it. Our production is done. Let's add a new of medium poles. Save. All right. Just the to-do list keeps growing. So we want this to be our depot. You can name it whatever you want, actually. It does make sense to name it a depot, so you know what it is. But yeah, the name of the station actually doesn't matter, because you'll see there's three entities here. There's the station, there's the output, and there's the input. Now, the input is what controls what it all means. And we are going to connect that input to this combinator, constant combinator, and make sure it is actually connected to the input. Yep. And this is where we go over here, and LTN adds in a bunch of extra little things. So the first one is stop is depot. And that's what we want. And now it knows that this is a depot. And depots are the only trains in an LTN network, only stations in an LTN network that can share names. Every other station needs a different name. We're going to call this Station 1 just to be really original. And this one we'll call Station 2. Surprise, surprise. All right. So the things we want, we'll need a carriage. Did I make that big enough? Yeah, I did. Okay. So let's say we have a station over here. Yep, we do have a station over here, and we want to put in. Let's put a box here, and this box is full of, what have we got? A lot of stone bricks. All right, we've got a lot of stone bricks. So there's 560 stone bricks in here. Okay, let's keep the research train going. While we're doing this, gates would be good. Automation 2, yeah, we definitely want that. Tool belt 2. Okay, is there higher level tool belts? Tool belt 3. Cars will be important soon. Steam power, we probably should get that because our power issues will be happening soon. Nanobots, upgrade nanobots. I'm not really using the nanobots, but maybe we'll upgrade those as well. And advanced smelting, sure. No, we're not using that for a long time. Nano explosives. Throw enough nanobots at a cliff. Make it go away. That's actually interesting. All right. So back on LTN. So we've got our depot set up, and we want over here. We want to say we have a ton of stone bricks. So that goes into the input. So now on the input we have 560 stone bricks, and that is now saying that this has 560 stone bricks available for the network. Let's get some combinators in here. There we go. All right. While I think about it, can I build? Let's just build a few of these because we might have a play around with them as well. So let's have a look at the other signals that we can play. So depot, encoded network ID is you can actually set up different networks so that trains don't intermingle. But one of the points that I think of LTN is to actually have one big network where it's much less rolling stock, but there's probably situations where that's important. Minimum train length and maximum train length. So for instance, this one here, its maximum train length is 2. If you have a 3 train, it's actually too big for this station, so that just limits the trains that can be actually sent here. Same way as minimum train length. Limit trains, I believe, is the number that can be sent at one time. So provider threshold, provider stack threshold, provider priority, request threshold, request stack threshold, and request priority. These are to do with the request. So here we have a provider. You can set a provide threshold, which says don't make anything available until say, like if I put it to 1,000, we only have 560 available, so it actually wouldn't say that it can provide. But we don't want to do that on this example. Not sure the difference between the provide and provide stack. I'd have to Google that one. I haven't actually played around with it. And then priority is to do with there's multiple trains, multiple stations providing the same thing. And then request is the other end. So encode positions is to do with when you've got a train that has a lot of like mixed carriages, so you can do multiple things. Oh, look at all these things. Death. I'm getting caught up in the space exploration. Yeah, you get a lot of sort of really advanced stuff that we may get into later. But at the moment, all we're going to do is say maximum train length is 2, which we can actually, okay, we'll set that to 1 and we'll see what happens. So while we're here, we do have to set this one to auto into the depot. All right, and auto. There we go. Now it is. Now you see that has gone blue. The blue light means that there is a train. It is a depot, and there is a train waiting, ready to be scheduled. So that is great. I'll pop in some lights while we're here. Now, real question is, what are my chances of getting run over while I'm doing this? All right, so this is going to be the one which actually wants stuff. So we are going to say, I want 500 brick, stone brick. I want 500 stone brick, please. And just remember, a want is negative. So that's the important thing to remember with these. And it's the same with if you're setting up other kind of logistics providers. Generally, a negative is a desire, because that makes it easy to actually counter. That is the trap that you easily fall into, is clicking on the wrong thing. So the input here is give me 500 stone. And we also want to hook this up so that we know how much stone we actually have. And 500 stone is a lot for, considering we don't have stack inserters. It's probably something we need to get sooner rather than later. So let's get a bunch of these guys, and I guess a bunch of these guys. There we go. And let's take all this stone brick and spread it out across them all. All right, there we go. So now that we've done this, of course, we have to hook all of these up, and likewise hook all of those up. But really, we'll just cheat and do that. And do that. Why is that wrong? Because that's there. All right. There we go. Cheated. So we should have a request happening. Unless I've got this the wrong way around. Let's see what happens. All right. I'm sure the request is a negative. Let's disconnect that for now. Did I put a supply threshold? Ah, okay. What if I change that to 2? Will that allow a train to go? If we disable that, you definitely need to have this set to the depot on automatic. What am I missing? What am I missing? I'm not sure. All right, so we've got a request, and we have an input of this 560. It's green. The station is active. We didn't set. Okay, one of the things now, this is maybe where it comes into it. One of the things is the default thresholds. Default request and provide threshold is 1,000. So that could be killing us here. So let's see if we change the provide threshold. Let's just quickly check on that. That's fine. So let's change our provide threshold here to be 500. And let's change our request threshold up here to be 500. Request threshold 1. There we go. That was the problem, wasn't it? Okay. So as we can see, the train has been given a bunch of commands automatically. So it's like fill up with cargo. And what's going on? I see what's going on. Yes, I see exactly what's going on. All right. So it's been given a station. Go to station 2, which has the 500 brick. Get 500 brick, and then wait until you fill up, or just hang around there for 120 seconds. And this 120 seconds is actually pretty important as we go down the track. And we might discover some situations where that's a problem. But so what it's going to do is it's going to get to 500, and because of this inactivity, if there's more than 500, it'll keep taking it. So essentially, on the base settings, if this is a mine or something with basically full boxes, it will fill this carriage. And once it does that, it's now running over here and dropping it off. As you see, it's blue. It's got a train. Yay is us. Our request is not getting filled, of course, because I do need to hook this back up. No. Oh gosh, every time. Got to make sure you click on the right thing. There we go. All right. So as you can see, the request is dropping. It's dropping, and the request threshold is 100, so it's actually below the request threshold now. So once this empties, this is not going to be requesting anymore. And voila, the train will now go all the way around to the depot and await further instructions. Perfect. And the output signal here is, as you can see, the number of things that are floating around. Maybe? I don't know. Yes, yeah. So we can see there is a locomotive at position 1 and a carriage at position 2. So that lets it know what that train is doing. So when you're requesting them specifically, they'll do it. So that's that is it, as simple as it needs. So now we've got a request. This is saying I need blue, I need brick, but no station supplying brick, so we've got a error coming up in here. And what I want to do this time is I want to actually show the train signal, because yes, the output here, and let's get yeah, we can do it on this pole here, a output to there. All right, so let's put the brick back in these boxes, and that will enable, there we go, creating delivery from station 2 to station 1, 500 stone brick. All right, this is really exciting. This is LTN at its core, and let's have a look at the output. There we go. So you can see the output is its desire, which is 500 brick, and then it's outputting the positions of the train. Now, the output there of 500 brick, which is what it wants, not what's in there, what it wants, that can be used to actually make sure you only put 500 brick in there. So you can use just a connection to the station itself. You can then read the contents of the train. You can compare it to this output, and then you can control the inserters as you do. And now let's have a look at the output here. So the output now for an empty side is just it's just the position of the trains. That's simply it. All right. Well, that in a nutshell is LTN. And while we've done that, we've got 1,000 AP ammo, which is pretty nice. We need to now obviously implement this across a broader scale than just a tiny little loop. The tiny little loop is great, don't get me wrong, but yes, with this we need to go out into the greater world, and first things first, we actually there we go. Our first find is up north. We've also got a meteorite that landed there at some point. So we've got a couple things. We've got oil. And we have iron ore. So these are going to be our first expansions. I'm going to start with oil because it's the easiest. These guys, yeah, they're starting to get a bit more. I probably should go out and kill these, but I'm enjoying having some hordes coming in at this point. We'll let a few more hordes come in before we bother going out and cleaning out. And in fact, cleaning out is probably going to align with cars. We'll get a car, and we'll go for a run and try and kill some things with that. But yeah, I'm just going to leave this here because that is our in principle proof of principle, proof of concept, proof of principle. It's not our concept. Proof of principle of LTN, how it works. Yeah, it's not as intuitive as I thought. I kind of assumed that this combinator here would actually be integrated into here, and I mean I can see why it's not. Because if you want to do some smarts with this, like comparing it to other signals, then you need it separate. But it would be much more intuitive if you could just link it into this one here, and then this one not only took inputs but also compared them. But anyway, it's not intuitive, but once you understand that you need a constant combinator sending these signals out, they are kind of a bit more obvious. So the moral of the story is you need a depot. Always have to have train waiting at the depot. You can have multiple trains and it'll just send one at a time. You need to make sure that you have the output that you want available linked into the input of the LTN network, so each station knows what is available in that station. And then likewise, you need to compare what is in the station to a request at a requester station. Otherwise, it will keep requesting. So we can just... I don't think we actually ran through that, but if we disconnect this, this will now be still requesting. So if we turn this off and then back on, this will try and request stone. And because there is no stone, it's going to be a problem. What? That was a meteorite. Oh man. 9 entities were destroyed. Wow, we just got meteorited in the middle of our base. Yeah, we did. Yeah, we did. Okay. Yeah, nice. Very nice. What was destroyed? Lots of things. Wow. I mean, we don't actually need that stuff, but this stuff we kind of do. I don't think any of that was destroyed. Wow. Okay. That was a lot. Look at that damage. We are going to need a meteor defense. How can we research that? Meteor defense. Meteor point defense. We need concrete. Okay, let's add that to the queue. We can mine this, of course, and we get a bunch of resources. But I'm going to just repair all this stuff off camera because we're out of time. And I had a great fun tonight going through LTN, getting all that out of my head and onto the screen. That was yeah, big bonus. So glad I did that, and hopefully that explained the absolute bare basics of LTN to you. There is so much more that we're going to do with LTN, hopefully in this playthrough. A lot more smarts. And I think early on, the first outpost we build is probably going to be an interesting one because we'll want to get some ammo out to it, and maybe some oil to have a flamethrower. Anyway, yeah, I think it's going to be lots of fun. Hope you're looking forward as much as I am. Do drop the comments down below how you're... oh man, there's so much more destruction up here I didn't even see. Yeah, do drop in the comments what you're thinking about the series, where we should go, tips and tricks. If you're an LTN professional, if such a thing exists, then I'd love to hear from you as well. And of course, most importantly, I'll see you tomorrow.